Okay, good morning, everybody. I call to order the Tuesday, November 18th Judicial and Public Safety Committee meeting. Can I get a roll call, please?
Member Childress, Member Desart, Member Eckhoff, Member Evans, Chair Evans,
Here.
Member Heather, Member Honig, Member Krajewski, Member Ozad, Member Schwarzy, Member Tornator, Member Yu, here, Member Zay.
Okay, thank you very much. And there's no one online. Okay. Do we have any public comments? No public comments, right? Okay, no public comments. However, any public comments that are received through our public comment portal will be posted online in our minutes. And so coming up, Chairwoman remarks. Welcome to the committee. Thanks for being here. I hope you had a great weekend. Moving on to approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the Tuesday, November 4th, 2025 meeting? Okay, moved by Member Tornatori. Oh, sorry, Member Honig, and second by Member Heather. Any comments or questions? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to procurement requisitions, can I get a motion to approve JPSP-49-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to the DuPage County Health Department to provide a court navigator for court participants in the 18th Judicial Circuit for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $48,000. We have a motion by Member Schwarzy, second by Member Heather. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP-50-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Megan Elsner of Lafada Law LLC to provide professional services as a child protection GAL attorney for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2025.
That they're presenting with the Axon integration. So
yes, somebody shut off that mic. Okay. GAL attorney for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $42,000. We have a motion by Member Schwarzy. I thought Member you seconded that. Okay. All in favor? Oh, any discussion on that? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP-51-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to William G. Warbeck of the Law Office of William G. Warbeck to provide professional services as a child protection GAL attorney for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $42,000. We got a motion by Member Schwarzy, second by Member Yu, and discussion. Let's go with Member Krajewski.
Thank you. Is this the new ethics officer we just approved last week to be the ethics investigator?
Yes.
Now we're giving him a contract. Yes, I'd vote for yes for this guy, right? Come after.
Yes, he is the new investigator general. We received an opinion from the ethics advisor prior to putting him on the agenda that this was not a conflict of interest and he could serve in both roles.
So even though he may be investigating one of us for some issue, and then we may vote no on his contract, we don't think that's any kind of issue?
Not according to the ethics advisor.
Right. Optics may not be great, but okay.
Okay, Member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, that's my same question. I mean, it's not one contract, it's two contracts. There's another one coming. And what did the ethics advisor say?
Because this is a contract with the 18th Judicial and the 18th Judicial is not subject to the ethics ordinance, that it is not a conflict. If they were subject to the ethics ordinance, it would be a conflict and he would not be able to serve as the investigator.
What about the board that approves this contract? I mean, the optics of this just looks horrible. I mean, and we're talking about ethics. We're not talking about something else. I mean, the optics is horrible here. To just put somebody in as the ethics investigator and then give them two contracts the following meeting, optics is just absolutely horrible.
Okay, anybody else? We can, I did get the opinion, so we can forward that. We have the opinion from the ethics advisor. Okay, members A?
Yeah. You know, I don't know what happened. I mean, to this board lately, we always throw this word about transparency around. I mean, you think that would be something we should get ahead of time, not after the fact? I mean, we're just asking for stuff here for us to do our job. We're not saying yes or no. We're just asking for information, for transparency, to have the board get more information to do the jobs that we do. I mean, that would have been great to see it, because I maybe would have liked to pick the phone up and call the ethics advisor and say, hey, what's your real opinion on this? Or your opinion is it's fine, but yeah, the optics don't look good. I mean, we don't know. So again, the more information we get, it can't hurt here on the board. And it seems like we're getting less and less information as we go on here during this term.
Thank you. Member Krajewski?
Well, I think if I heard Evan correctly, if the ethics ordinance applied to the 18th Judicial, then it would be an issue. But because it doesn't apply, we could just say ethics doesn't apply to us at the county board. We could do anything we want that. I mean, that's what the advisor would tell us. If it doesn't apply to us, we're not subject to it. I mean, if that's true, if they were subject to it, it would be an issue. But since they're not subject to the ethics ordinance, they can do whatever they want, evidently.
Member Tornatori?
Regardless of how you feel about the ethics, I know Bill Warbeck. I know him to be an honorable lawyer. I've known him for years. Whatever he's got here, got to remember, these are not to exceed contracts he bills for work that he does. And he's done appellate work. He's done conflict work for this county for a long time. So, I mean, I'm going to vote in favor of it because I know the man. And if others think that the optics are what they are, I think we just got to take a look at the person behind it. So he's a good guy. I'm going to vote for him.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, let's get a roll call vote on this one. Sorry, what's that? Oh, JPS. Oh, yeah, 51-20. 6.
Member Childress?
No, that's a roll call vote.
Roll call vote.
So if the, yes or no?
Member Desart? Member Epgoff? Chair Evans?
Aye.
Member Heather? Member Honig?
Yes.
Member Krajewski?
No.
Member Ozog?
Yes.
Member Schwarzy? Member Tornator?
Aye.
Member you? Aye. And member Zay?
Okay, and then who passed, and do we have to go back? Okay, member Desart. Just call member Desart.
Member Desart?
Sorry. Okay. The motion the motion did pass though. Okay, moving on to 6D. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 52-25 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to William G. Warbeck of the Law Office of William G. Warbeck to provide professional services as a conflict attorney for the Sexually Violent Person Act or Sexually Dangerous Person Act for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $48,000. Okay, we got a motion by member Tornatori. Can I get a second? Second by member Zay, member Schwarzy. Member Krajewski.
Yes, thank you. Again, I'm going to vote no, but I did look at his resume last week when we were doing the ethics order, and I was extremely impressed with his resume and the firms that he subcontracts out through, whether it's Pete Baroni's law firm, Michael McMahon's, Marquardt. You know, I know all of those people, and his resume, all the work he does in all the municipalities was impressive. I'm just thinking this, if the 18th Judicial was subject to an ethics ordinance, it'd be an issue, but since of course they're not subject to any ethics over there, then they can do what they want. So thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, let's do a roll call vote on that one too.
Member Childress? Member Desart? Member Eckoff? Chair Evans?
Aye.
Member Heather? Member Honig?
Yes.
Member Krajewski? Member Ozog? Member Schwarzy? Member Tornatori? And member you? Aye. Member Zay?
Okay, the motion passes. Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 53 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to the DuPage County Health Department to provide mental health case management services for probation and court services for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $208,000. Okay, we got a motion by member Heather, second by member you. Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Could I get a motion to approve JPSP 54 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Strikers, Inc. for the purchase of ballistic and stab resistant armor for the deputies for the period for the sheriff's office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $400,000. Who's the motion? Oh, member Desart and second by member Zay. Any discussion on that? Okay, member you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just had a quick question because I know that we ordered, I think, this ballistic and stab resistant armor maybe last year or the year before, and I'm just wondering, does this supplant that? Does it replace it entirely? I just wanted a little bit more information.
Sure.
Good morning, Deputy Chief Billiter. Body armor is both are only warranted for a 5-year period. So deputies get hired, they get their initial body armor, and every 5 years we have to replace it. For example, we had 12 people measured yesterday for body armor. Some were new hires, some were people whose body armor expired. And we also are applying for the body armor grant again. We're going to put in for $50,000, unknown what the award will be, but generally we get a partial matching grant towards body armor as well.
Thanks very much for the information.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 55 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to CDW Government LLC for the purchase of IT office equipment and supplies for the sheriff's office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $525,000. Okay, motion by member Zay, second by member Schwarzy. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 56 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Heartland Business Systems for the purchase of IT office equipment and supplies for the sheriff's office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $650,000. Okay, can I get a motion? Motion by member Tornatori, second by member Desart. Any discussion on that? Member you?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I know that our IT department, every 4 years, we're really working to replace and make sure that we have, latest equipment and that kind of thing. So I'm just wondering if this Heartland Business Systems, the purchase of IT office equipment and supplies, if it's different from, or how is it different from the one before for CDW government? Because again, it's for the purchase of IT office equipment. And is this replacing everything, or is this a kind of more of a planned attack?
Sure. Chief Billadu?
So CDW is more of the supplies, all of the various equipment items from computers to monitors to all of the things that we buy in that regard. Heartland is a combination of the different server arrays, the different products that we have. The camera system is managed and maintained through Heartland. So the IT products and services is just kind of the lump sum header for all of those things. So CDW is more of the things. Heartland is more of the cameras, the server arrays, and the service agreements that go along with those.
Thank you. As a follow-up for the Heartland Business Systems, is this a contract that we have every year for $650,000? Do we have the same contract last year too?
We did, and this is just the purchase order. I don't know that we will get to $650,000. This is just the purchase order for all of the things that we're doing. And the camera system, much like the camera system over in the judicial office facility, it still has some parts that need to be completed, and that's included in this as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item 6I. Could I get a motion to approve JPSP 57 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to American Infrastructure and Tower LLC to provide preventative maintenance for digital radio equipment for the Sheriff's Office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $252,676. Okay, who was the motion? It was Member Desart and second by Member Yu. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 58 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Journal Technologies, Inc. for a case management system and monthly storage costs and upgrades for the Public Defender's Office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to of $270,976. Motion by Member Yu, second by Member Desart. Any questions or comments on that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 59 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Visocom ICT LLC for the purchase of nitrile gloves for the Sheriff's Office for the period of November 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $14,750. Motion by Member Heather. Second by Member Zay. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 60 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to New Traditions for transferring bodies to the county morgue for the coroner's office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2029 for a contract total amount not to exceed $480,000. Is there a motion? Motion by Member Schwarzy, second by Member Heather. Any questions or comments on that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPSP 61 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to NMS Labs for toxicology lab services for the coroner's office for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2029 for a contract total amount not to exceed $400,000. Okay, that is motion by Member Yu, second by Member Heather. Any discussion on that? Member Zay?
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, my question was, I was looking at the list here. Are we still like the past coroner? Are we still screening for opioids, fentanyl, other things like that?
Is the coroner online? I would imagine they are, but maybe we can we can find out and bring it back to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to 6N, can I get a motion to approve JPSP 62 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Sutton Ford Inc. to furnish and deliver one Ford Escape for the Children's Advocacy Center for the period of November 25th, 2025 through November 30th, 2026 for a contract total amount not to exceed $33,135. I think we had a motion by Member Yu and second by Member Heather. Or, well, that was a motion. Motion by Member Heather, second by Member Yu. Oh, Member Zay. Okay. All right. I'm glad you caught it. Okay. Any discussion on this? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve item 25-2800, recommendation for the approval of a contract to LexisNexis, a division of RELX Inc. for the purchase of online legal research for the Public Defender's Office for the period of April 1st, 2026 through March 31st, 2027 for a contract amount not to exceed $29,832. Okay, the motion was by Member Desart, right? That's what I heard first. Okay, and second by Member Honig. Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to resolutions, can I get a motion to approve FIR 197-25, acceptance and appropriation of the Sustained Traffic Enforcement Program PY 26 grant intergovernmental agreement in the amount of $39,294. Okay, we got a motion by member Desart, second by member Childress. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to budget transfers. Can I get a motion to approve 25-2801? Transfer of funds from operating supplies and materials to IT equipment capital lease and copier usage in the amount of $1,525. Okay, motion by member Desart, second by member Childress. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve 25-2802, transfer of funds from jurors' witness fees, repair and maintenance, other equipment, software and maintenance, statutory and fiscal charges, and medical services to building improvements in the amount of $8,861 to cover prepaid expenses for extended service warranties? Okay, motion by member Desart, second by member Childress. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve 25-2803, transfer of funds from equipment and machinery to IT equipment capital lease in the amount of $3,000 for copier leasing for the remainder of the fiscal year? We got a motion by member Childress, second by member Desart. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to action items. Can I get a motion to approve JPS CO-8-25, recommendation for the approval of a change order amending purchase order 6919-1, serve issue to Sentinel Offender Services LLC to provide alcohol monitoring services and remote breath RB Pro to adult clients to increase the purchase order in the amount of $37,000, resulting in an amended purchase order total amount not to exceed $37,001. Okay, the motion was from member Schwarzy, I think, and second by member Desart. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve JPS-CO-9-25, recommendation to amendment to purchase order 7523-1, serve issued to CDW LLC to increase the contract encumbrance in the amount of $40,000 for a new contract total not to exceed $340,000. Okay, we got a motion by member Childress, second by member Heather. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to grants. Can I get a motion to approve 25-2804? This is PY strengthening the medical exam, PY 26 strengthening the medical examiner coroner system program, Bureau of Justice Assistant, DuPage County Coroner's Office, in the amount of $93,558. Okay, motion by member Heather. Can I get a second? Second by member Honig. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to informational, can I get a motion to approve and receive and replace on file items 11A and 11B, Safe Harbor monthly report and Public Defender's Office monthly report? Okay, we got a motion by member Heather, second by member Desart. Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Moving on to old business. Does anybody have any old business? Members A.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, we had the coroner come in here and talk, give us her budget, and then the coroner came before finance and gave us her budget. She's been before the collective bargaining committee and talking about how her employees are not getting enough. And then I see a social media post, I hate talking about, that a possible political hire was made at a much higher rate than what our deputy coroners are making. I mean, it just seems to undermine her complete and total argument of her office over there. I was just wondering, was this hire on any of our reports that we get for new hires, and at what wage this person was brought in? Because I'm sure they like to know what the experience is for someone to be brought over there. I mean, and the coroner made a very passionate presentation twice about it, but then when you see something like this or hear something like this, before I comment, I really would like to get more information from our HR and see if we can see when this person was hired, at what rate, and I mean, obviously, if it's higher than a deputy coroner, then, I mean, I don't know what they're doing over there. And it honestly just discredits her whole argument about her office and the need for people and everything else. So if that's possible, if we can get the information, I would appreciate it. Thank
Okay,
you.
yeah, maybe we would reach out to HR and get some more information on that hire. Okay, any other old business? Okay, any new business? Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn? A motion by member Schwarzy, second by member Childress, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we're adjourned.